another video. So I kind of just wanted to do a deck profile of this deck that I've actually been messing around with a lot. So it's kind of like I want to just kind of call it like Halqifibrax like Turbo at this point, just because like obviously you have so many different ways just to get to this, and then this leads to this, and then goes into these guys, and then you end with like BFD, Savage, and then you draw a whole bunch of cards. So this is after I already kind of messed with the deck, like actually like I don't know a lot. Like I've been playing this deck a lot. Like it's just I don't know, super amounts of testing. So originally, like I was testing like a build more like this. It was more so I played like the Sephra engine and stuff like that. I ended up seeing it online, and like I said, I've been messing around with this like since like way back when I was playing like this kind of. I mean, this is a little bit more simpler. Like it was like a little bit different. Obviously, you went with this, then you went with like the True Beast BFD, stuff like that. It's a little bit obviously different, and then kind of just playing around with things, looking at stuff, talking to people, and then that led me to like I said, like this kind of version, just like talking to people about it, and like obviously just playing it in general, like on Dueling Book and stuff like that. And I really like this build. It was really consistent because of obviously the Sephra cards, so they kind of lead you to like counter traps and stuff like that. So they just kind of get around like forbidden droplets and like other things that you just can't like really deal with as far as like your monster stops like Dark Ruler no more, stuff like that. So obviously they don't care because of the BFD, but there's other boards that you end with like what's it called, like depending on what you're playing, especially like game 2 and 3 after the side deck. Sometimes you don't go into BFD, especially against like back row decks, just because you don't really care about it. You'd rather have the shoguns because they banish cards and stuff. So it's really actually really good in those matchups. Same thing with like Croc. So yeah, you kind of just play around that stuff, and then so yeah, it was this build, right? So it was good. I mean, it gives you a tuner, you know, and the pendulum mechanic was like really good because obviously like this was like a free summon with like Dragonshine Foolish and stuff like that, and like but I just didn't like it. Like it was too many Sephra cards. I mean, obviously you get to your engine and the pendulum and stuff like that, and it was cool. And then I mean, like this card was insane. I ended up like I don't know. The person that like the originally played the deck was like playing it like a lot different. These things are way too good. I don't know why you wouldn't play them. This card is ridiculous. Like I don't know, I just like it a lot. So like I said, I went from this and then after like a lot of playtesting and just kind of messing around with everything. I want to say like I probably played like at least 100 games on Dueling Book at this point. Like whether it's like playgroup or just like grinding and stuff like that. Probably not 100. Like I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's definitely a lot of games. Like a lot of games. It's definitely getting there. So, but yeah, so it's like I said, after a lot of testing, so kind of we'll go through the deck and I'll explain the combo afterwards. If you guys have never seen this combo, it's I don't know, it's a I don't know, like to me, I guess like people say they've seen it already. They call it Brick City because like there's so many like garnets, right? But I mean, I'll kind of go through it and then I'll kind of give my take on it and then why I'm playing it. So first, so the reason why I'm playing it is because I got tired of like just playing virtual world. I got tired of like all the decks. Like Nitron's not fun to me. Setting up like ultimateness pass is just like I don't know, just really boring. Same thing with like any other deck in the format. Like Dinos wasn't very fun. Like I don't know, I just didn't have fun with a lot of decks. Like I mean, I ended up playing like Burn at some point. You know what I mean? I was playing like Go format. I was playing like I ended up playing like the Emancipator deck with like the Prank Kids. It just was too much. You know what I mean? So I just didn't like it. I just didn't like any of the decks, and then I ended up like I said messing around with Curry's for a while. I was playing a bunch of different builds, and then I ended up with other deck, and then now I'm playing this after like I said a lot of, and then like obviously intense testing at this point. What's it called? Yeah. So we'll just kind of go through with it, and then we'll go from there. So this deck requires the Atlantean stuff just because like these so these are like one card combos because this gets you to Dragoons, right? And then with Dragoons you'll add a Dragoon and search this. And then with this you'll discard Dragoons and then you'll search this. And it's just a one card combo. It leads you to the full combo and then you play the Moline Glacier and then I'll also play three of these just because like if you guys don't know what they do, you discard it itself and like a water monster to look at your opponent's hand and then you banish a card for the turn. So obviously it deals with Nibiru, but the reason why I played three is just because it leads to hands where I can just drop Mulling Glacier on people. So I don't know, this card just seems really nutty. and I don't know, it's just really good. Like I don't like. It's hard to explain it. Like I like whenever you draw the Atlantean engine, you just have access to this card like all the time. Like, cause you have other ways to get to tuners, so you don't have to use this. But this is just like if you have nothing else, this is full combo. And same thing like when you open Diva, you're able to get to this because now you go Diva this, and now you have your two monsters to make your Halqifibrax, and then you're able to get Glaze, and then just Glaze people because you always have five. Even after you full combo them, like you'll have five because you'll end up with Savage, and Savage will bring back the Needle Fiber, which is the sixth card, and then you'll just drop Glace on them, and it's just ridiculous. But most of the time, people scoop like once they see like you're going off, just because they know that you're gonna eventually get to their hand, and then like once you draw like exchange or anything like that, we want obviously information that way you decide accordingly. But yeah, so we'll kind of talk about more. So obviously the Divas gets you to this, and again it's a one card combo, but if anything it's even crazier because it gets you to Glace. So the Dragoons, obviously this card's broken. I can't play less than this. You go through these all day. If you draw one and then you only have two in the deck, you're done. There's no coming back from that. So the Minstrel, like I said, like told you guys what it does. The Lapis, this is literally just a searchable tuner, obviously off the Dragoons, and then you just summon it for free. And Glacier, obviously. And then, so it plays the Dino package. It's actually kind of funny that it plays like this is pretty funny. Like literally, when they have like a full board and I have like nothing, I'll like summon an Oviraptor or something like that, or like discard this to make them think that I'm playing like dinosaurs, and then just kind of like they don't sign in like Nibiru's and stuff like that, and then like game three we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Especially after I side deck, I have a lot of more things to deal with stuff. So it's actually pretty funny that you play this because you're able to trick people. So if you don't have anything, just make sure that you only play one engine. That way they fall into it. But I mean, obviously, if you have these two engines, you want to do this one because obviously playing the Miss, they kind of they don't really want to play like Nibiru, and they don't want to play a bunch of other cards. So yeah, like just things that don't hurt dinos, obviously, but they can hurt you. And it's funny because sometimes they send Lancia against you, and that's just hilarious when they send Lancia because then you don't care about that card. You know what I mean? You go off. But yeah, so basically this engine just gives you a tuner, and then obviously if you open up like the Oviraptor, it's also full combo. Like the reason why I don't want to play more than one Oviraptor is just because I don't want to have so many normal summons, and obviously these special you can just discard and then summon the Alo. Like so that's the reason why I just play one, and I do have three fossil digs to get to it, so it's not just like I have no copies of it, like one copy of it. You know, I still have four copies of it, which is fine. I have six copies of miscellaneous swords, which is fine. I don't want to play more than one Alo. I mean, if you draw it, it sucks, but like, I mean, it happens. But it is one of the garnets, I guess, in the deck. But obviously, that's why you play 60 cards, just to kind of get away with like not drawing this card. And then a triple quick draw. There's just no other card that I could play that is just like a special summonable tuner that's a machine. So you're able to get into like your Phantom Beast Auroradon and stuff like that. So this is literally like the only tuner that you can just summon for free. And then obviously like this plus like Misk is like full combo without normal summoning. And then there's other ways to like just kind of like do stuff, right? So yeah, and then the curries. So you play three of these because you require these for the combo. Two of these because again you require them for the combo. Two of these you require them, and then you play one of this. You can play it, or you can play the other level three that switches battle positions. That one could also work because it also gives you like a way to like banish monsters by switching the battle positions when you have the. Cause you'll end up summoning the level three after you summon these guys. So what's it called? You can do that, but I just play this because like, if you have this plus any curry in your hand, let's say you just draw bad and you just draw curries, it's still full combo because she allows you to get an additional normal summon. And like I said, these are just levels, so don't worry about it. This was the only one that kind of matters, I guess, and it does matter, I guess. But so basically, you can banish him from the graveyard and changes the battle position of a curry. So you'll end with like double burrito, and then you'll have him on the field. Or no, sorry, you'll no, double burrito, have him in the grave, banish him from the grave, draw two off of burrito, and then almost likely have another one to synchro into your level 9. So it just gives you a way to like draw two off of the burritos while you're comboing. Like you'll end up drawing like I think it's like 8 or 9 cards at some point. But yeah, you can even draw off of Croc and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll show you guys a combo in a bit. So if you guys wanna skip to that, I mean obviously you guys can see the. I'll end up putting like the markers so that way you guys know exactly where to look. If you guys already, oh I already know what all these cards do, and I don't want to hear the reasoning behind it. And obviously you guys could fast forward to like the combo. That way you guys see that. But yeah, so that's the curries. I tried cutting these like down, and I just couldn't. I ended up trying to play two of this, and I just couldn't. You draw one, you have to be able to play through the other things. If you draw two, it becomes a little more complicated. You have to know what to do. But so basically, like I'll kind of explain things like if you draw certain ones, like when I start doing the combos, because like all of them matter a lot, and like, but you can do the combo differently, like depending on how which one you draw. So it's fine. Like you always end up with comboing, but this is the minimum, the most minimum like amount you can play. And then one decibel one, like obviously like it's full combo. This thing is literally the bread and butter of your deck. You need to have this card. If they didn't crow this, like it's pretty bad. And what's it called? Like you can still do stuff. Like don't get me wrong, but it's really bad. You don't want to play two of this either because it's just too much. I was trying to play the other one because the combo becomes a lot crazier if you play the despot. I think it's like four, but it just wasn't necessary. You just need the one, and if you draw, you can always just spell summon it with Halq from the hand, so it's fine. Cold Wings. Again, this card is super necessary for your full combo. That's why I play two. I can't play one. Because if I ever draw it, like you'll still be able to combo and you'll still end up with a nice field. You'll still end up with like BFD. But this just gives me full combo. And playing one more doesn't necessarily hurt me, so it's fine. Like again, it's 60 cards, so it's fine. So yeah. And then triple Ash, double Lockbird, two Ghost Bells, and two Ghost Ogres. So Ghost Ogre is probably the worst one. I want to say of all the girls. I don't know if this is a girl, but whatever. That's a whole different other story. I don't even know if these are girls. I'm just gonna call them they. But yeah, so the Ghost Ogre themselves, like the only reason why you play them is just because of emergency teleport. So it just becomes another extender that this deck needs. So that's why I play them. But they're definitely the worst ones. Ghost Bell, I kept going between three or two, but I ended up just going with two just because it's good. Like it's good in the format, it helps. But I don't want to play more than this. And then the two Drolls. I mean, obviously against Dryton, like you just like can't deal with like ultimateness. So you just want to have easy out to it. I don't want to play three because I mean Drytron's not like running rampant right now. You know what I mean? I just want to have an out to the deck. Obviously 60 cards and you might not see it, but I mean it's there. Triple Ash Blossom. This card is probably the most versatile one right now, and it's obviously yeah. And the big thing about these is they're all tuners. So if you're able to just like summon them, it's fine because like you're able to spell summon something else, right? And just get to your combo. So like if you open this plus any ghost or whatever, you can still like go full combo. I mean obviously you don't need to, but whatever. So like I guess these right here, right? So I'm just, well, like it's just different ways of like playing through stuff, and like I said, they're tuners, so yeah, it works out for me. And I mean, this is probably the one. I think it's like the most hand traps I would play. I mean, you guys can play like Nibiru's and stuff like that. I just didn't like because they're not tuners. Yeah, so this is that. Triple exchange card so broken. Like, oh my god, getting information out of your opponent, not even like needing sometimes. Because sometimes I don't like have Nibiru or nothing, especially because like Nibiru is not so prevalent in the format right now. A lot of people just cite it. You have to more be wary about it like games 2 and 3. But just having information, especially when you're going off, like they'll scoop to this most of the time, but like just using it like right away, like let's say like right away, like in the beginning of the turn or whatever, before you combo off. Obviously, you get rid of the Nibiru, but just getting information. So once you start comboing off, you know exactly what they're playing, so you sign accordingly. The card's so broken. Triple Fossil Dig obviously goes to this. It's another extender. Extender gives you a tuner, so just play that. And also like there's hands where like let's say like they stop you from like summoning like Deathball 1 or whatever, like and you end up summoning Aurora Dawn. The tokens are level 3, so you can bring this out and you'll end up with your Burrito, and then your Burrito will summon another one, and then you'll still end on your BFD, which is why I wish Instant Fusion was at more than one, but I mean it's at one, and I'm not gonna. But at the same time, I don't want to play too like a Curry like style of play. You just kind of like obviously use them to get to BFD. But yeah, but it's just another way to just get full combo. So like what's it called? Obviously same thing with this. Like you're able to what's it called? Still full combo with these. So it's fine. And then Foolish Burial. Well, by full combo, I just mean like summoning BFD. Obviously, there's different ways to go about it, but it's just in a different ways. Like if you lose access to Deathball 1, Foolish it gives you these, and then like sometimes there's times where like getting this into the graveyard is really necessary. Same thing with like 1 for 1, like you're able to get to this sometimes. But obviously the big one that you want is the Neptibus, just because it's a full combo without even wasting your normal summon. And most of the time, like if they do something to this or to this, like you'll end up having a tuner, which is why I was talking about the girls being so good, you know. So you're just able to normal summon and then go full combo. So there's that. Monster Born and an extender. I recall there's situations where you summon this and they end up like what's it, Nibiruing you or something, so you're able to just like play through some stuff. You know, obviously you could like still summon things. There's still like different things you could summon, and then being able to iron call something back. Obviously, like another tuner and stuff like that is just really good. Like even if they do it, sometimes they don't do it like on your needle fiber, which is kind of weird. But like at the same time, you're able to iron call this back, and then just go off like that. You know, so there's different. Obviously, there's different scenarios, but this is just another extender, and it's good. It just plays with things. Same thing with this. It's another card you could draw as an extender, and then the curries that you bring back are like obviously really powerful. There's a lot of games where like turn two this is ridiculous, but also just having access to like this one on their turn is done because now your board is like Savage BFD plus this to get rid of stuff, so it just becomes like outrageous. Call by the Grave, you're playing a combo deck, why not? Triple tactics, so this is literally like it says GG most of the time because if it stops like your diva or this or like this, they hit this a lot. They hit this like a lot. Like you'll be surprised how many times they hit this or this. This just ends the game. Like this is literally like the game finisher. And then one avarice because obviously you want to be able to put everything back after your combo and you literally just put back your synchros and then you do it and again next turn and then they're like, damn bro, that's crazy. That's a good looking deck right there. And I'm like, you know, I mean, you know how I do. And then what's it called? So that's it for the main deck. The side deck, very standard. I want to say Lancia, obviously for the like virtual world matchup stuff like that. So it's really good. This guy, if you guys don't know what Kimion does, he basically can be normal summon. I mean, it can be special, obviously. If you want, but you have to control no monsters, and they cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, which is obviously really strong. You take no battle damage involving this card. At the end of the battle phase of this card battle, you shuffle one card your opponent controls back into the deck, and if you do, you inflict 500 damage. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So this card just deals with like the ultimateness. It deals with like Dryden's. It deals with like obviously like a lot of just stuff, you know. So this card is just really good. Like I like it a lot, but it's mainly just here for ultimateness, and then also for the vanities rulers and like all these other like cards. Obviously you can't deal with. So there's that. This is Saphion. This one is pretty much the same thing except that it shuffles back row, and they can respond to it, but it's fine. What's it called? But it's basically just to get rid of back row. It shuffles all back row back into the deck. It's super powerful. Can be destroyed by battle card effects, so you're able to just ram into like the boards of like Eldritch and stuff. Put everything back, and then you're able to like special summon one of your tuners. And then if you're listing is sent to the graveyard, you draw a card. So this becomes done. Because then at that point you draw a card. If you need a fiber, you protect it from getting like ash or something. So it's really good. Dark Ruler, it's just literally for like the Dragon Link decks, stuff like that. The ones that make the board, but they don't have like a BFD or anything to like keep negating. Like you know what I mean? So you just do this and then you win. They like literally win. The other deck's just gonna constantly go off, and those decks can't. They don't really have a pushback after you like wipe out their board. You know they don't really play hand traps like that. Harpy's Feather Duster, and then these guys obviously back row decks are running rampant right now, so we gotta have the house. You know what I mean? Extra deck is super tight. So this thing, like I said, you end with it, like with the Baron, the Shoguns, like you can't play any less than this. You go through all of them in one combo. This one's here because you can end on it as well. But at the same, there's games where like you will draw this and you can't get to Savage anyways. So you'll end up making this guy to draw two cards and then like having this as like another interruption and stuff. And then he just beats over things like he gets 500 attacks, so it helps you get over stuff when you need to. Librarian combos off. BFD, I thought about playing two, but you never really need the second one. You always kind of win off the first one if you get to it. Two Halqifibrax, two Aurorodon. I mean, these guys are just ridiculous. Like, you want to play two just because, like, if they stop you, you want to be able to just put everything back, well, with Aberrus, or like, if they stop you, like, before the combo goes off, then obviously, like, you still have access to them, and having access to them is crazy, so. And then, one tuner, like I said, so, yeah. So let's actually go and, like, look at a hand, right? So, like, there's no editing right here, there's literally just solo mode, let's host it, boom. So, I mean, obviously this is kind of broken, but we'll just kind of go for it, okay? So, like I said, we draw Dragoons, like, right here I want to be able to combo if I drew the Dragoons because you don't have nothing to add. You don't play another Atlantean, so you wanna have access to two Dragoons. To call so we're gonna go with one Dragoons and add Dragoons. Dragoon will trigger adding the Mistral, right? I mean, obviously there's a lot of other ways to do this, like, but yeah, we'll just go like that. So then you discard these two, and then if they have Nib, you get the Nib. If they have Ash, you have this, But you get some, you get some, you get a little some, right? So then obviously that gets you that, and then depending on what you have, so right here we do have access to like obviously another special summon, right? So we're able to right here we could have been able to search out Moline Glacier, right? So right now I have three in the graveyard, right? So I'm able to search out Moline Glacier, right? But like I said, we'll make it simple that we don't have it, right? So like yeah. So basically, you could have added this, right? You could have discarded Dragoons for quick draw synchro. Now you have four. You could have synchroed the Neptibus and the quick draw to make your Halqifibrax, and then you could summon your Elemental Lord. Like at any point in the combo, at any point. But I would just summon it towards the end because it takes away spots on the field, so you just don't want to do that. You want to be able to just kind of like not take up the space because you really need the whole space, and you'll see why. So you'll add it, like I said, and then at the very end of your combo, you're still able to do it. And then obviously you got a card out of their hand, and you have this for like any like Dizzy Crow, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So yeah. But right here for like for just to show the combo, we're gonna add the Lapis Dragon. We're gonna ignore the fact that we don't have a quick draw in hand, and we're gonna go special summon, right? So like I said, at this point I would have had a what's it called, Rolling Glacier. So I'll show you guys the combo, right? So then like you would have had a five as well because you would have discarded the Dragoon. So we'll go for Halqifibrax, right? Boom. Right, it's pretty simple stuff. Pretty simple stuff. We'll get the Despot, boom. Right, and then we're gonna go ahead and synchro these two, right? We're gonna make a Rorodon, boom. And it's funny because a lot of people cut a lot of hand traps. I mean, so it's pretty good for me. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm over here trying to get a little ahead of myself. So we're gonna go ahead and summon. And this part's very important, like very very important. So we're gonna go ahead and synchro, right? So you never want to put things right here, but just in case they stop it or like impermanent or something. But usually it doesn't happen. So we're gonna get this guy right. This is why I was talking about like all of them matter, because if you draw one of these, then you wouldn't be able to do it like this. So like let's say this was in my hand, I wouldn't be able to combo. You know what I mean? So now we're gonna go activate Aurora Dawn's effect, right? And we're gonna go ahead and tribute these two, right? And again, this goes back to like having access to like all these cards. Because right there you could still go BFD. So like, let's say you would have drawn this or something, you would still be able to go BFD just because this became that, and then this make the level 9, and then the level 9 and the 4. The level 9 will be on the board, and then the 4 that you bring out from the big Shogun, they'll synchro to another one of these, and then this one will bring out another one of this, and then you'll still be able to get to your BFD. But right here, like I said, like when you have access to this, obviously you want to go for this. So you bring out those two tokens, and then you summon this. And this is what I was talking about, not playing the Moline Glacier right away, because like see the board is like completely clogged. So you want to now have access. You don't want to do it. And then you do have 6 waters, but obviously once you make Savage, the other water will go away. So now we're gonna synchro those two, and then make our Librarian. Obviously you can put this over here, but at this point I just don't care. So this thing, if you guys don't know what it does, it summons 2 tokens, but it also gains the level of each token. So there's obviously when there was 2, it would be level 6 or whatever, like above, so level 10. But right now since there's only 1, it's at level 7. So we're gonna go ahead and synchro into our level 8, right? Boom, and then Burrito's always chaining 2, and the Burrito's always chaining once it's mandatory. So now we're gonna get our first Watchdog, obviously. And again, this goes back to having access to all of them, because if you had a Watchdog in hand, then obviously you wouldn't be able to combo off. You get what I'm saying? Well, I mean, you still can technically, but it's a whole different discussion. Because you could have gotten the level 3, and then the level 3 could have summoned this guy, and then your whole combo was. I guess it didn't matter. Like it didn't matter that you draw one of these because you have access to the level 3 that you're gonna bring back anyways, and then you can summon it. So yeah, we'll just go with that, right? So we're gonna bring this out. But yeah, so like I said, if you ever draw one of them, you're right there. You could have summoned the level 3 instead, and then got it from the hand, and then continue comboing. But like right now, I'm just showing you guys the most simplest combo. Oh, there you go. So we're gonna go ahead and summon this guy. Boom, right there, looking hot. You know what I mean? In the case that like you draw one of these off of it, one of the level ones, because like I said, you're gonna need all of them. In the case that you drew one of the level ones, instead, like let's say this was a level one or something, off of it, then what's it called? You could have synchroed this and the level two. Like instead of bringing out level one, you can bring out a level two from the deck, which is another reason why you have to play two, and you're able to make the level nine, and then the level nine will summon the last one of these, and then that's how you'll make your the other level nine. In case you draw, you know what I mean? But you can also obviously summon the level three, and then yeah. So it doesn't matter. Most of the time you just summon this. See, so I drew it like it's bad. and then we're gonna draw two from this getting banished. So that was really bad that we drew it, because obviously now we can't really like do anything with the librarian. But I'll show you guys what I do with it usually. So right here we're gonna go boom, summon this, obviously, right? And then again we want to get rid of the little level ones, because that's how you make your guys. So we're gonna go do that, and then like I said, it's broken because you're able to see the hand. At this point I don't care. Like I'll give him my ghost. I'll discard ghost so I can get quick draw and then just give it to him. So we'll get that right, and then with this one, since we drew the level three, most of the time you want to summon the level three so you can make your savage, right? But since we drew it, and obviously we're unlucky because this is how my life is all the time. We're gonna go ahead and summon the level four, right? We're gonna draw our little card, and then we're gonna. Well, obviously you can mention, you can do a bunch of stuff, but like, it's just so many draws. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get crocked, right? So just for another interruption, and then oh look at that, boom, the one, you know. And then, like I said, you have one, two, three, four, five, exactly. You get what I'm saying? Because you have access to two needle fibers in your deck. So here you guys can do whatever you want. You can exceed with these two, and then make BFD and have this as a form of interruption. But you can also leave him, and then you have these guys in the graveyard, so you can banish them, and they'll change the battle position of it. So then you'll get another card regardless. So regardless, you get one more card. It just kind of depends on what you want to do. What's it called? Most of the time, I just do Croc just because I like Croc, but I know what's it called? Not Crack. Oh my god, sorry. So I just like Croc because he's just like I can do it without needing to have like these guys in the graveyard. So yeah, it's just like outside of like the turn two or three whatever. Like it's just a hard body to deal with, and it's huge too. So and it just kind of deals with stuff. So I like it a lot. And then obviously like well you have so many cards that you've drawn off of stuff, and then you just finish it off obviously with this, and then you still have access to like your Call by the Grave. But like I said, if you would have not drawn this, then you would just make Savage and stuff, and then obviously you still have all these cards, and you play other hand traps, so you're still able to what's it called draw and stuff. But yeah, so let's go ahead and reset the deck. Yep. Let's go ahead and do that. Boom. So obviously, I mean, oh man, this hand's way more busted because you have access to Neptivus. So we're gonna try to get a bad hand. Okay, so this is more of a typical like not typical, but this is more of a like a typically bad hand, you know. So you're able to go okay. So boom, discard this. Obviously, we're gonna go ahead and banish it, and then again, like it sucks that we drew one of them, but it's good because it kind of like I'm able to show you guys what to do. So boom, we're gonna go do that. You know what I mean? We just want them in the graveyard, so you can summon this, or you can summon that, but I just like this in case I draw menstrual off of it, and then obviously you don't want to summon the thing. And then you could summon this about one, but it's really. And then you could keep this one, but you don't want to waste more of your curries in the deck. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's the only reason why I do. I just don't want to waste more curries to use that effect to summon the freaking Aurora Dawn or whatever in there. So right here we're gonna get the three tokens. Obviously everything's like pretty similar. And like I said, that's the reason why you play literally like the ratios. There's no if but like there's no buts about it. You know what I mean? You have to play the ratios because like that's just like the bare minimum that you could possibly play. So we're gonna just go ahead and summon this, right? So this is still same case, same literally same play, and then we're still gonna go ahead and special this, right? Boom. And that's because we drew one of the level ones, which obviously in the other combo you guys saw. Right, so we're gonna get the 2 tokens, boom, boom, and then we're gonna go back and summon it. It's funny because a lot of people forget that. He has 500 for each machine. There's a lot of scenarios where like they'll try to stop me for something. I'll just like crash over stuff with this because it's so huge. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Same play, same as always. Boom. Right, so here we're gonna make our first level 8, right? So we're gonna make a level 8, right? So like I said, this is literally like same combo, right? And again, it goes back to needing you need another level 2, or else this play just fails miserably because you don't have access to it, you know. Oh, if someone's watching, thank you. I'm just what's it called? Doing a deck profile. I just wanted to record it, just you know. But yeah, thank you for watching, brother. If you're here. What's it called? But yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get this, right? And then we're gonna draw a card or whatever. So boom, draw a card, which is already broken as it is. We're gonna go ahead and get this guy, right? And then we're gonna like, as I said, we need the level 2, like for sure we need this. Like if you go level 1, right, you're gonna make an 8, and there's not gonna be a real way to like do stuff because like now you don't really summon anything, right? So you don't have access to any more of these. So yeah. And what's it called? You just won't have access to it. You know, you'll make a level 8, and then you'll summon another one, and then you'll make another. You'll make one of them into a level 9, which you could potentially bring out the level 4. But then you get rid of your librarian, and then you're left with a level 8, which is fine. But you'll get rid of your librarian. I'd rather just draw one less card off of the thing and just end it like that. You know what I mean? So then we're gonna synchro these two into the level 9. What's it called? Yeah, it's fine. So we'll just get a level 9. Same thing. Summon the level 3. Or you, oh no, sorry. Summon this guy first. My bad. So we're gonna do that. Same scenario, and then we're gonna make our other one, right? Boom. And then we're gonna synchro that one into what's it called right here. You're able to summon this one to make Savage, or you can do this one to summon Croc, whatever you want. I usually just prefer Savage, obviously. And then draw another card, boom. And then yep. And then what's it called? Yeah. Obviously there was a part where like you could have drawn off a burrito, but I mean that should be kind of like simple to you guys. Like you guys should be able to see it. It was basically like when I had the burrito and the beret. Like I said, like when you summon the level 2, you could activate Beret's effect to put the level 2 in attack, and then you would have been able to draw a card off of Burrito. But that's just kind of stuff I'm just kind of skipping just to kind of go through like the simple stuff of the deck, you know what I mean? But yeah, so basically you can draw a card there, or you could even when you made this one and then brought out the level 1, just to kind of deck in more. I just didn't want to draw a level 1. But basically you could just banish a level 1 from the graveyard, put one of these in defense mode, and then draw a card when you start the burrito, because you have this and then a burrito and a level 1. You're able to put the bird on defense, draw a card, you know? And then right here, obviously, you end with like your BFD, boom, you know? You have your nice little savage, you have your hand trap. You might have more hand traps because we missed a couple of draws, but that's like whatever. I'm just trying to show you as a combo. So yeah, so this is literally that. And then we can reset it again, like literally, like this deck is just so consistent, like at what it does. Like it's just too consistent. Like it just literally becomes like if they have it or not. You know what I mean? Boom, like same thing, you know? Let's try to get a bad hand. So that's literally combo again and again. Combo again. You know what I mean? It just kind of becomes like, do they have the... Oh, it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Boom. It's too good again. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy. Like, you have so many lines of play here. Like, if they ash this, like, so what? You still have, like, oh my god. Yeah, this is, yeah. No matter what you do, you're gonna have full combo. Full combo. Like, it's all day. It's just like looking at how many other plays we have. You know what I mean? So this is probably like, see, we finally drew one. So we finally drew a bad hand. With, like what's it called? We can still use exchange and then see what they have. You know, obviously if they have a way to like have like a free monster or something, then we just kind of go off like that. Or they have something that just discards itself or something like. You know what I mean? It's fine. And we're able to monster born it. But this is literally the first time We drew a bad hand. You know? Let's go see this one. Okay, combo again. And we have an extender, which is fine. Play two stuff. A combo again, and we have we have extenders for days, and we have exchange, and we have that. Fuck, bro, stop. Combo again. Like I said, this is why I played the instant fusion. Just took a combo off, and then obviously having exchange is ridiculous. Yeah, because they would have like go like instant fusion set, discard this. You know what I mean? Boom. Get a card. Look at the hand real quick. Oh, the server's closed. That kind of gives me my out. Have a good day, guys. Peace out. Have a good one. Peace out.